Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Las Vegas Raiders, but one of my commenters specifically said that he wanted me to A, get rid of Derek Carr, make Nate Hobbs one of the best defensive backs in the NFL, and also make Devon Diablo one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Is he not on this team anymore? I guess not. I guess that comment was way too old, and I didn't get it into it. I didn't get it. I did not get to it in time. I'm so sorry to that person. But where is he? No, he's here. Okay, Diablo's here. Devon Diablo. How old is he? He's 24. Okay, out of Virginia Tech. And then he's actually not bad. And then where's Nate Hobbs? I guess he is not here, or he's way down the depth chart. Is he a specialist at least? No, not even. Okay, interesting. But this is what we got for the team. Of course, starting off, I wanted to say Derek Carr, but the defense, okay, the game just made me click on Jerry Tillery. But sure, Derek Carr, going to improve this to 80 overall, just so that way he has more trade capital. I want him up and off the team, and I would have got rid of him in general. Like, Derek Carr last year was not a bad QB, but Derek Carr this year, huge step down. He doesn't really have too much of an excuse to take a step down. I mean, sure, his O-line is not the best, but at the same time, he got Devontae Adams. And then Josh Jacobs, I don't know why he's still at star development. I don't know why they declined his fifth-year option, but sure. Josh Jacobs, I'm giving superstar dev for those of you guys crying in the comments saying, oh, you're cheating. He's arguably had the best, I'm talking the best running back season this season. Well, he's arguably, yeah, my bad. What I meant to say is he's arguably the best running back for this season with the amount of carries he's had, with the amount of rushing yards. I don't know about rushing touchdowns. Jamal Williams has had quite a bit, but overall, I would say Josh Jacobs at least had a top 3 season this season, along with Nick Chubb, who's been amazing. So I would say this season, Josh Jacobs looked like a top 3 running back. He looks great. He deserves superstar dev. Deal with it. 99 overall, superstar X Factor, Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, of course, Hunter Renfrow. Darren Waller, he was an X Factor at the beginning of the season, but unfortunately they demoted him down to superstar. I guess his lack of play wasn't really the best. But yeah, the O-line needs a huge revamp. And then defensively, I'm going to change into a 4-3 later probably. Actually, no. Yeah, I actually like this. Keep it this where it is. Chandler Jones is an 83 X Factor. That's whack. Yeah, Nate Hobbs. Here it is. I don't know why I didn't see him before, but Nate Hobbs, he's already going to be our starting defensive back. And then I'm going to take Jayon Brown, Denzel Perryman. How old is Denzel? I'm going to trade away Denzel Perryman just so that way I can get Divine Diablo to a good overall. Can I just get next year's 2 for him? Would that work? Yeah, next year's 2 for Denzel Perryman. He's 29. He's going to regress. Jayon Brown, how old are you? He's 27. He's going to regress. I want my middle linebacker to be a starting one. So, Jayon Brown, next year's 3 for Jayon Brown. Sure, that works for me. So, Divine Diablo, I'm going to try my best to make him one of the best middle linebackers, as the commenter said. Nate Hobbs, I'm going to try my best to make him one of the best defensive backs. And then Derek Carr, he also asked me to trade away Derek Carr. So, this is frustrating. I kind of want T. Higgins or Gabe Davis. This Cortland Sutton trade makes no sense, so I don't even want to touch that. It's between Shaq Mason or T. Higgins. Shaq Mason, I feel like, would be the smarter decision, but T. Higgins seems like the cooler decision, so I'm going T. Higgins for Derek Carr. That made no sense, by the way, trading Derek Carr for T. Higgins. But sure, he's on the Bengals. I don't know why the Bengals decided that was a good idea to trade away T. Higgins for Derek Carr, but sure. I just said it was unrealistic for the Broncos to do that, but I just did that with the Bengals. F me, Who are we going to rock with? We're going to rock with Chosen Rosen for now. We're rocking with Chosen Rosen for this Raiders season because guess what? I don't have anyone else. Chosen Rosen is going to be the guy for the Raiders, unfortunately, and he's going to be our 61 overall. Yikes, this is a tank year, but hey, our receiving core is stacked. We just need a little bit of an offensive line. Our offense will be good. And defensively, we need an entire new D-line. Holy shit, that's bad. Anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-3, coming off a loss to the Texans. Choose a draft class, keep auto-generator rookies. I think it's too early in the draft to determine who's going to be the best. But having a number 1 quarterback coming out of Florida Atlantic, you gotta be screwing with me. That's Okay, and then an Ivy League Princeton quarterback, Marion Haynes. Utah State is kind of realistic for that QB out of Alabama. And then, okay, interesting. Okay. Quite an interesting class, especially for quarterbacks. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We got Josh Jacobs. You're going to need to return. Yeah, you're definitely going to need to return. Accept this, please. Thank you. And he returns. Rocky Sin, I would like for you to return as well. 5-year deal. And he's not considering. Why? Why would you not consider that? You're interested. I gave you a decent offer. Deron Harmon can walk. Chosen Rosen. How cheap are you to keep on the team? I'll give you a 5-year deal if you accept a stupid, dumb deal like that. Yeah, get back with me? What do you mean? Nobody else is going to sign you, especially for 5 years. Anthony Averett can walk. Foster Murillo can walk. All these guys can just walk. Actually, this guy, I kind of want this guy. Just because he has star dev and he's 23. Jerry Tillery can walk. First round bust. I mean, he's perfect for the Raiders. The Raiders just love drafting first round bust. Yeah. Let's move into the playoffs. And here we are finishing the season 8-9. I think the Raiders will probably finish the season like what? 6 and something. 6 wins. That's how I see it. 6-11, something around there. But Broncos finished 7-10. Broncos country. Let's die. Chosen Rosen, no way. 10th in passing yards, 21st passing touchdowns, but horrible pass rating. 12th best offense, 25th best defense. 4,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 receptions. Chosen Rosen, baby. Josh Jacobs, 5.1 per carry, 15 touchdowns, carried this offense. Devontae Adams, 104 receptions, 1,300 yards, only 2 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 10 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Looking at it defensively, Divine Diablo. If I'm saying that wrong, his first name, is it Divine? Or Divine? Whatever. I'm calling him Diablo. 142 tackles, so I hope that commentator is happy, but he has only 2 tackles for loss. 0 sacks, but 5 interceptions, kind of crazy. So most tackles for a loss, 19 for Max Crosby, sacks, 18.5 for Max Crosby, 12 for Chandler Jones, interceptions, 5 for Devon Diablo. Dude, having 142 tackles and 111 of them being solo and then having 5 interceptions, I think that's worth star dev. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Trayvon Merrig. And, yeah, so team sucks. Let's try and fix that. Let's move in to the offseason. And the Bengals, with Derek Carr, win the Super Bowl. Okay, Derek Carr won a Super Bowl being a second-string quarterback behind Joe Burrow. And T. Higgins missed out. Interesting simulation already, but all right. Josh Allen, league MVP. Zach Taylor wins Coach of the Year with the Bengals, and there are no other awards here, especially for the Raiders, of course. Looking into the roster, see if there is any development upgrades. Divine or Diablo, whatever, should definitely get a star dev. Offensively, Darren Waller gets X Factor again, and defensively, Diablo gets star dev, so you got your wish. Nate Hobbs, I'm trying my best. There's only so much you can do with him. I tried starting him. He's not doing insane. Matthias Farley, damn, he's old. I didn't know that guy even existed. Anyways, apart from that, we're going to move in to the recent players. I think there's only one other guy that I want. I think that's Rocky Sin, but he's about to be 26. Yeah, he should be 26 whenever I sign him. Should I let him walk? I feel like I should let him walk. I don't want to pay him more than I'm already paying him. We are the AFC West, and nobody in the AFC West retires. So there's that, and the player's ready to negotiate. We should have Rocky Sin here. Rocky Sin even has less interest. I just don't want him. He's 27. He's going to start regression in the next season. I highly doubt he'll even make it to an 85 overall. And Sidney Jones, 27. I want this guy back. Let's up the money a little bit for him. And yeah, he resigns. Good stuff. Needed him back because our offensive line just sucks in general. So anyways, guys, it's now time to move into free agency. Here we are after free agency. We got Marcus Davenport, who honestly just seems like a Raider, and then we also got Nate Davis. I tried to get Rocky Sin back on a cheaper deal, but he went to, I think, the Bears or something. I don't really care. Anyways, it's now time to move into the draft. Okay, so super weird trade, but I'm trading up to the number 1 overall pick, and I'm trading away my pick number 15, Chandler Jones and Hunter Renfrow to the Jets, because I already know they're going to pick the QB that I want, who's an absolute stud, and I want him, and I don't care what I have to give up to get him. And I don't want either of those guys anyways. Blake Garfield. A's across the board. decent athlete, and he has great throw power, F spin move. I don't give a shit. B play action, just A. He's just 1C, throw on the run, but he's not an athletic quarterback. He's a pocket passer. And what's his, he's a field general archetype anyways, out of Florida Atlantic University. So weird. But anyways, we're going to pick up Blake Garfield. Let's see what he got. 92 throw power, hidden development. You already know, Florida Atlantic all the way to Las Vegas. Boy's ready to party. And yeah, he is speed 74. Again, not much of an athlete. Don't care. He's got the arm talent, and he's going to be a Raider. In the second round, I'm picking up middle linebacker Gary O'Brien out of Utah, 6'1", 239. He's staying relatively local. I mean, going to Utah to Nevada, so works for me. In the third round, I'm picking up center Brian Jones out of Alabama, hidden development, and 6'1", 308. 6'1's kind of short for an offensive lineman, I say. Well, not really short, but you usually want them 6'3" and above, but 308 fits the size, I guess. So 87 strength. He seems like a decent player. And in the fourth round, I'm picking up right tackle Mike Thompson, 6'5", 305 out of Syracuse, only 84 strength, but hidden development is what we're looking for, and the offense seems pretty complete to me. So this is the team after the draft. Garfield is a 75 overall. I'm immediately going to go into free agency and try to pick up a mentor QB, so that way, you know, it doesn't auto-sign a random QB. And, kicker Tyler Bass didn't get... Okay, I'll take Tyler Bass. Sure. Why not? QB, mentor for Tyrod Taylor here. I mean, complete. He's an athletic quarterback, but sure. Mine's not an athletic quarterback at all, but sure. Mentor QB will give him more XP, so we're going to do that. And let's see what we got. Center. Yeah, I'm going to cut this guy. Jones is already a better overall. Well, he's not a better overall, but he just has a better future already just because of his development. And this guy is going to get cut as well of Ohio State. Don't care who you are. Cutting you. And we're going to get the 63 overall Mike Thompson up. And yeah, like what we got from there. Maybe we need a third receiver down the line. I could just snag one in free agency really quickly if I wanted to. O'Brien is 74 overall. And yeah, this team needs to be in a... What is Marcus Davenport? Is he a left end? He's a right end. Okay. Yeah, this team needs to be in a 4-3. That's what I'm going to say. 4-3 team is what it's going to be. And I need to change up the playbooks right now. And then Kansas City defense, if I can ever find it, please. Thank you. Kansas City defense. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. The O-line will eventually develop. O'Brien. I'm going to take Max Crosby and move him down to the left end position. And then I think I'm going to move the other guy to left outside linebacker. So Max Crosby is going to play left end. And... going to take O'Brien. Why is Marcus Davenport playing left outside linebacker? I guess because there is none. So we're going to take O'Brien and move him to the left outside linebacker pick. Hey, the Raiders usually suck at drafting, but hey, at least we got some here. Nichols, how big are you? Pause, you know what I mean by that. We're going to take him to defensive tackle. He's not exactly 300 pounds, but he's 290. We're going to move him into that defensive tackle position. And yeah, Nate Hobbs is definitely the best DB by far here. It's not the best thing, not the worst thing. We need a free safety, basically DBs, a third wide receiver. We need a lot in free agency here. Let me go snag this real quick and show this on camera. Let's go to wide receiver and Traquan Smith. I'll take Josh Reynolds as a slot. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take Josh Reynolds as a slot. I need a free safety. Teron Harmon, do I really want him back? I'd rather have DeMonte Kazi if I'm being real, out of San Diego State. Let's take DeMonte Kazi, and we're going to take, whatchamacallit, I need defensive tackle as well. Defensive tackle, Jonathan Hankins, sure. Let's bring him back, even though we cut him. Why not? Let's bring back Jonathan Hankins, and let's do Daquan Jones as well. We're going to do them just as temporary free agency signings. I needed to get more depth in the draft. Didn't really do that necessarily. So we're going to just put the lineup, what we got for our new QB, Garfield. I'm glad we traded up for him because he's a great overall. He's got a great offense around him. He's got decent wide receivers. Well, actually great wide receivers. 2 superstar X Factors in Darren Waller and Devontae Adams. T. Higgins. Josh Reynolds is actually a solid slot in real life for the Lions. Got a backup right here for Josh Jacobs. If he ever gets too stressed, just hand it off to him. Defensively, that's what we're looking like. like what we got, other than maybe the secondary needs a little bit more improvement. But hey, more chance for Nate Hobbs, like the guy said. So yeah, like everything that we got here, satisfied with it. So it's now time to see how Blake Garfield out of Florida Atlantic will do, and let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 top the division. Blake Garfield is the man. Scouting national focus. We need some defensive tackles, I'm not going to lie. Our defensive tackles, secondary is worse, actually. DB, I'm going to go DB here. And then maybe I can get a defensive tackle in free agency because they're kind of hard to develop in Madden. And the player's ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We got T. Higgins. He doesn't want to come back. I don't really care. I'm going to overpay for you. So, not a big fit for me. I overpaid for you and you still said no. Nichols, no. I just don't really care. He's going to be 27. Tyler Bass, yeah, I do want Tyler Bass back. So we're going to re-sign him. And Josh Reynolds can walk. All these other guys can walk. Blake Cashman. I thought Blake Cashman was on the Jets. No, he was on the Texans. We must have just signed him in free agency. I don't think he's actually on the Raiders in real life. But I'll get T. Higgins later. Don't you worry. Traded Derek Carr for him. Made no sense. But hey, whatever. This entire rebuild doesn't make sense. But anyways, we're moving into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 11-6 as the Chiefs go 11-6 and the Broncos going 11-6. Highly contested division. Seems like we all made the playoffs. Maybe the Chiefs, Chiefs did. Yeah, they got the 7th seed. We got the 6th seed. Broncos got the 3rd seed. Unfortunate how the Broncos stole it from us, even though we're coming off a win to the Lions. Josh Reynolds' old team. Let's see what we got. Blake Garfield was not good. 11th best offense and 11th best defense. 4,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Like, that's a decent ratio, I guess. Josh Jacobs carried the team. 23 touchdowns, 5.6 per carry, 1,600 yards. Devontae Adams, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns for Josh Reynolds and 1,000 yards. Darren Waller, almost 1,000 yards, 0 touchdowns. T. Higgins, yeah, you don't deserve to be overpaid from this dog shit season. What? Defensively, Diablo, 134 tackles for a loss, 27 for Max Crosby, 11 for Diablo, 16 for Marcus Davenport, sacks 23 for Max Crosby, 8 for Davenport, interceptions 4 for Diablo, safeties is 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see if we can beat Broncos country. Let's die. And see if we can actually win. And we don't. Broncos country. Let's die. Raiders... I don't know, Raiders country, let's not draft a good player. Anyways, let's move into the offseason. And for the first time ever in history, there's a shutout in the Super Bowl as the Niners shut out the Patriots 38-0, humiliating them as Tre'Davious Ward wins the Super Bowl MVP, and we could have traded for him. Josh Allen wins the league MVP back-to-back. Zach Taylor wins Coach of the Year back-to-back, and Max Crosby wins Defensive Player of the Year. That's sick. I mean, he's not going to go up in development trade because he's already a beast. I mean, 23 sacks, no shit. I think that breaks the record. 22 and a half sacks was the record for Michael Strahan, but I think that was in like 14 games. So we play in 17. Josh Jacobs is an X Factor now. That's sick. Jones is a star dev, and Thompson is a star dev. Cool. My line is complete. I don't really care after that. O'Brien's only a star dev. That's fine with me. And Diablo does not go up in development trade. I was hoping he did. Yeah, we need to improve the defense a little bit more. Hopefully we can do that in this offseason. I'm still going to overpay for T. Higgins regardless because even though he doesn't want to play here, he is our wide receiver too, and he is a good overall. So one bad season won't dictate for it won't really dictate his entire career. So 2023 retirements. Let's see what we got for the AFC West, and we got Tyrod Taylor retiring. Okay, forgot. Did we? I guess the CPU auto signed him again because I know I didn't re-sign him in the last season. But yeah, that's fine. Well, no, I just picked him up I just picked him up at the beginning of the season. I'm retarded. Anyways, we're giving him a very player-friendly offer, and he's not interested in signing. I don't give a shit. Do I tag him or no? I'm just gonna headhunt him in free agency because I traded away. Yeah, I'm gonna headhunt him in free agency and see if I can get him. So let's move into it. So we had a huge free agency. Michael Pittman actually had interest in signing, and he was way cheaper than T. Higgins, and he was only like 1 overall lower. So I signed him for only $11 million a year instead of paying T. Higgins $15 million a year. Got Tremaine Edmonds, and I'm going to move Diablo to right outside linebacker. Got Brendan Ayuk, got Isaiah Rodgers, and got Xavier Woods. So the team's balling right now, honestly. After that free agency, the team is looking pretty sick, and since we don't have to pay a quarterback, this is going to be amazing. Garfield, yeah, only a star dev. I didn't mention that before, I don't think. And yeah, Receiving core is stacked out. It's literally up to Garfield just to produce. That's how it usually is in a lot of my rebuilds, unfortunately. But Diablo, he's going to move to the right outside linebacker position. And yeah, maybe he can thrive a little bit better there. So he has become a pretty good player for us, actually, with all those tackles. And Xavier Woods is just on a 1-year deal. I'm going to try to draft a DB and a defensive tackle, and I need a free safety as well. So anyways, guys, it's now time to move into the draft. And in the first round, I'm picking up defensive back Shaden Middlebrooks out of Georgia, man-to-man. Only normal dev, but he's a good athlete. And overall, he was kind of skilled for the background. B press, B man coverage, only D play rec and D zone, but overall he's a man coverage guy, and I thought it was going to be good, but only normal dev, unfortunately. And I know it's kind of crazy picking up back-to-back defensive backs, but I can't believe I didn't see this guy before. Dave Langford, man-to-man, 5'10" out of Rutgers, 95 speed. Hidden dev. He looks great across the board, way better than the other guy I saw. He's just better. I'm glad I picked up this guy, and there's even better DBs on the board still, and I still have another second-round pick. Here we are after the draft. Offensively, we look the same because we really didn't need to improve offensively. Defensively, I picked up a bunch of defensive tackles, and a lot of these guys are just average. Langford is a 75 overall, and Middlebrooks is a 73 overall. He's not a bad player, for sure. He's man-to-man, 6'4", 180. I like that as a free safety. I'm not going to lie. I know he's man-to-man. I know he doesn't have that good of zone coverage skills, but we're going to move him to free safety, see how he plays there. He's a 72 overall right now, but we're going to keep Xavier Woods at the top, and then Langford is going to be our third DB, and I'm going to get a mentor. Yeah, I'm going to get a mentor QB. So we're going to get a mentor QB just for the XP. And get into the third season of this rebuild to see what we got. And, oh, James Conner is here? Hell yeah, I'll take James Conner. I'll take James Conner as a second back. Yes, sir. QB, mentor and bridge QB from Matt Ryan. Matty Ice. Oh, no, we'll choke leads with him. I don't want him on my team. Who's another mentor? Mentor bridge? Okay, Nick Foles, sure. At least we can come back in the playoffs, sure. Nick Foles is now on the team. And yeah, the team does look good, so it's now time to move into the regular season. Well, not the regular season, the mid-season mark. Here we are at the mid-season mark as we are 4-3 in a highly contested division again. Once again, it's the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos all going for it. Whenever in reality, the Chargers would be better than the Broncos and the Raiders. But breakout defensive lineman, is it a defensive tackle? Breakthrough at a quarterback. What the hell? Tyree Richard, the defensive tackle. Hopefully, we can do good in that game against the Saints. They're 4-2. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We got James Conner. I don't want to give you for 3 years, bro. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll give you. I'll drop him a 1-year deal, and that's the best I'll give you. Perfect. Okay, sounds good to me, James Conner. I don't want that tight end, Nick Foles. Trayvon Merrick is someone I do want back. Let's increase the money for him a little bit, and he resigns. Nate Hobbs, of course. My commenter wanted me to keep him, so of course I'm going to overpay for him, and he resigns. Diablo, same thing for you, but you're a team player. You actually have interest, and he resigns on a cheap contract. Nice stuff. Xavier Woods, no. Everyone else here is just a no for me. Yeah, I don't want anyone else here. So we got everything that we want, and we got that breakout defensive lineman, scouting national focus. I'm going to choose defensive tackle this time because it is quite bad for us. I'm not going to lie. Maybe this guy can get a dev up, but that still won't be enough for us because we are definitely in the gutter. We're definitely in the gutter with that. So, yeah, let's see if we can get that defensive lineman upgrade. That would be sick if we could. And, yeah, hopefully we can. Got to win, but we allowed 28 points, so I don't think that's the best. Not going to lie, this game was humbling experience for me. Unfortunate, but hey, at least we got the win, and now we're second in the division. Big game against the Chargers, and it's now time to move in to the playoffs. And here we are, going 9-8, missing the playoffs. Improvement, boys. Improvement. Blake Garfield, okay, I guess he improved in passing yards. 10th best offense, 8th best defense. Josh Jacobs really putting the team on his back. 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Again, the ratio is not bad. Just put the ball in the end zone, damn it. Josh Jacobs, 16 touchdowns, 6.1 per carry, 1,700 yards. Beast. Brandon Ayuk, 1,000 yards, only 2 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 2 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Devontae Adams, not doing great. I pay you all this money and you don't do shit defensively. Tremaine Edmonds, 128 tackles for a loss, 20 for Max Crosby. Sacks, 30.5 for Max. Why? Okay. I guess go off. Dude stopped alcohol and became fucking Superman. Marcus Davenport, 11.5 sacks, Tyree Richard, the rookie defensive tackle, 7.5. Good job. Interceptions, 3 for Tremaine Edmonds. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So that is unfortunate, but we have one final season to undo this F-up that we originally did. Let's move into the offseason. And the Ravens, with their new defensive back, Deshaun Gentry, win the Super Bowl 31-21 against the Commanders, and Joe Burrow is now the quarterback of the Commanders. I'm assuming Derek Carr is the quarterback of the Bengals now? Okay, Ron Rivera wins Coach of the Year. Interesting. Max Crosby, another back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. And who was that, actually? Who was that for Defensive Rookie of the Year? Tell me who was my defensive tackle. Was Tyree Richard. It looks like he's probably going to end up getting star development. If he doesn't, I'm going to give it to him because you don't just win Defensive Rookie of the Year and the league just goes, oh, yeah, that's stupid. Anyways, yeah, offense looks great. Garfield, wake the fuck up. Sorry for all the cussing in this video. Just a little frustrated. And, yeah, Longford only has star dev. Oh, it looks like Middlebrooks just got star dev for some reason. Don't know why. He was a second string, but sure. Was he a sub linebacker? No. He just, oh, no, he was, okay, he was a slot. Well, he wasn't even the starting slot DB. I don't know. He existed. Sure. I'm not going to complain, I guess. Anyways, I want to get another defensive tackle because this one won't develop in time, and I also want, I guess technically I would want a free safety even though our first round pick did decent. Yeah. I'd want a free safety, I'd want a defensive tackle, and I'd want a second string middle linebacker. 2024 retirements, let's see what we got here. For the AFC West, Nick Foles retires. Sure, have fun, dude. Don't care. And looking into the players ready to negotiate, let's see who we got here. We got mid, just beyond mid. Don't care. Anyways, it's now time to move in to free agency. So, I overpaid the living crap out of Kevin Byard, literally paying him like $17 million a year over 5 years. Yes, 5 years. And why did I do that? Because it's the 4th and final season. I don't care. I want him on my team. I don't care how uninterested he is. You're not going to turn down the money. BJ Hill, I guess technically the best overall defensive tackle we have. Zach Cunningham as depth linebacker. I kind of got everything I wanted to, but now it's time to get into the draft and probably trade away my picks. Okay, so now I'm trading away my pick 15 and pick 79 for the defensive tackle Vita Vea. So yeah, I guess better defensive line. Yay! Now I just trade away the rest of my draft capital for L'Jarius Sneed. So what I'm basically saying is we have no draft picks. I traded it all away, and now our next pick is in round 5. So that's the end of the draft. We're moving in to the end of it. Okay, so this is the team going into the 4th and final season. Stacked out Josh Jacobs, James Conner. It's up to Blake Garfield out of Florida Atlantic. I was skeptical about him. Devonta Adams, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman, Darren Waller. Decent offensive line. Like, there's nothing to complain about here. Kevin Byard, L'Jarius Sneed, Nate Hobbs, I tried my best to develop you. Sorry, but you ended up being decent. Diablo had a couple good seasons. He's actually had pretty good seasons, as a matter of fact. I think he has over 100 tackles in every season. Vita Vea, BJ Hill. Team's great. It shouldn't be a problem in simulation unless Blake Garfield screws it up. So anyways, it's now time to move into the playoffs because we don't need to sign anybody at the midseason mark in the 4th and final season. Here we are in the playoffs going 15-2 top the division. The only thing bad was our passing defense, which was ranked 25th. Interesting. Stats and awards, Blake Garfield, W. Finally, the breakout season I was yearning for. 3rd in MVP, best offense in the NFL. We suck at drafting, head coach, ranked number 26 of all time. 14th best defense somehow. 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Finally, those touchdowns got up. Josh Jacobs, 19 touchdowns. Zamir White got 6. It looks like the CPU auto-cut James Connors. Josh Jacobs, 7.3 per carry. Is probably the highest average I've ever seen in Madden. 2,000 rushing yards, 2,000 club. Welcome. Devonta Adams, 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, 6 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Darren Waller, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, 4 touchdowns, and almost 900 yards. Looking at it, defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 122 tackles. Diablo, continuing to get double-digit tackles. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Vita Vea. Sacks, 23 for Max Crosby. He just does it on normal occasion. Davenport, 10.5 sacks. Vita Vea with 9. Interceptions, 4 for Diablo, 4 for Merrick, and 4 for Kevin Byard. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Kevin Byard. So, anyways, we're going to see what we got here. See who we're going to be playing in the divisional round. We haven't made the playoffs the entire time, so it depends who we're playing. Playing the Bengals. Yeah. Is Derek Carr the QB still? He might be. I want to see this. If he is, I'm definitely hopping into this game. Lane Campbell. Derek Carr still in the bank. Yeah, I'm not allowing Derek Carr to beat me. Even if he is the second string, we're playing this game. So yeah. Anyways, guys, we're 15-2. I'm not going to choke this against some scrubs like the 9-8 Bengals, and we're going to move into it. Here we are against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we're going to strike first on the board. 7-0 against the Bengals. 14-0 against the Bengals. 17-0 against the Bengals. 20-0 against the Bengals. We had a 3-score lead. No way were we about to choke a 3-score lead. Come on. 26-14 in the fourth quarter. 33-14. 33-21. Just don't choke it. Just don't choke it. Come on. No way. No way do you manage to choke a 3-score lead. I have to seriously get in the game because my offense is physically brain dead. Oh my defense, I mean. They just didn't perform in the second half. I have to do it myself now. And it is up, and it is good. Tyler Bass puts it away, and we're going to be moving on to the conference championship. Yes, I had to hop into that because if we choked a 20-0 lead, I would be pissed. Anyways, let's move into the conference championship. Here we are against the Buffalo Bills. 10-7 against 15-2. We get the home field advantage, of course, because the first round bye, and let's move into it. Here we are against the Buffalo Bills, as it is currently 0-0, as you can see. And I don't know which side is offense and which side is defense, because it's still the second quarter and still 0-0. Can someone put points on the boards? Preferably my team. Thank you. 3-0 at half. 10-0 now. Defense locked up. Locked up, boy. Okay. 10-7. 13-7. 16-7. 16-7. We're on to the Super Bowl. Okay, interesting. Locked up in the second half. Only 3 points in total. Wow, just Josh Allen sucked. Was very bad. And our QB only 1 touchdown for 185. Not good, but still, we're going on to the Super Bowl. This is a successful rebuild. And here we are to face Joe Burrow, the Washington Commanders. He didn't like that I took T. Higgins from him. Is T. Higgins on this roster? That would be quite funny if he was. So let's see that. Commanders. They got Joey B, quarterback. Matt Davis, interesting. Sam Howell. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin. Okay, they don't. I thought for some reason maybe they would have signed him in free agency. Would have been quite the story to bounce around from team to team. Anyways, let's see if there is any development upgrades. Garfield gets Superstar Dev. Finally, I wish he got that in his rookie year. Nate Davis gets Superstar Dev. Probably one of Offensive Lineman of the Year. Still don't know this guy, Royster. Still don't know his development, but he seems to be pretty good because he's developing very quickly. Nobody else got development upgrades. And Nate Hobbs and Diablo seem to be doing pretty good. So for that one commenter that watches my videos, thank you. Anyways, guys, apart from that, tell me which team you would like me to rebuild next, and let's move into this Commanders Joey B Super Bowl. Here we are in Atlanta at the Super Bowl. 7-0 start for us. They strike back 7-7. 14-7. They don't strike back that time. We don't strike back, though. Now they do. 14. Okay, first lead of the game for them. It's going to be 21-14 and a half, 21-21, tying it here. 28-21. 35-21. Good stuff. Just don't choke it. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball, please. Just run the ball. 35-28, and that's going to be it. 35-28 is your final. We're going to do it with Blake Garfield to win the Super Bowl 28-35, and that will do it, as this is a successful rebuild. And yeah, 3 touchdowns, 365 yards against Joey B. Joey B has yet to win a Super Bowl, unfortunately. Well, actually, he won it in the first year of the simulation. So yeah, there's that. And I think he beat the Commanders, actually, is who it was. He beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl. He beat his old team. Now he's playing on the Commanders, and he loses in the Super Bowl. But yeah, we're going to see the Super Bowl MVP here. Who is it? Blake Garfield. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Doesn't matter. And the coach of the year is We Suck at Drafting. Okay? For the Raiders, of course. And looking into the rest of the team, this is what it looks like for that one commenter who wants to know what happened to Diablo and Hobbs. He says, just to do my best. Hobbs, man, got up to an 84 overall without morale. He did pretty decent. He was a decent player for us. And Diablo got triple-digit tackles almost every single year. So Diablo did pretty good, and he got all the way up to an 82 overall without the morale. So I hope you're happy. Video was designated to you. If you guys have any other specific requests, let me know down below in the comments. And apart from that, guys, thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.